So I've been playing FC25 for over 2 weeks now, and it's time for my review. Today I'm going to be talking about the main topics like gameplay, graphics, career mode, rush, Ultimate Team and clubs, and at the end I'll give you my opinion on whether you should buy this game or not. But anyway, if you do enjoy the video, please leave a like for me. Make sure you subscribe for more FC25 videos. So let's start with gameplay. This year we have two gameplay types, Classic mode and Simulation mode. The Classic mode is the FC experience we all know about, the fast, arcade, chaotic football gameplay. Some like it, some don't like it. The Classic gameplay to me though feels like FC24. You will not notice much difference if you play on the Classic gameplay settings, besides maybe a few new animations. Where the gameplay is much better though is in the simulation settings. The simulation settings do enhance the gameplay experience and makes it much more bearable. I don't think simulation settings works online, so if you play Ultimate Team you're probably stuck with the Classic gameplay. But if you play on career mode, definitely check out the simulation settings option. It slows down the gameplay a lot, but overall I think this is a great feature this year. It's a nice preset to have in the game and it's going to help those career mode people and offline people out a lot. It feels like finally we have two different gameplay types, one for the online modes and one for the offline modes. There's also wind effects settings this year, and you do notice the wind effects if you turn them up to high or medium, especially when you do corner kicks or long balls. The ball does move in different ways now, which looks nice, I guess. Weather effects basically means players will start slipping when they pass in rainy or snowy conditions. This year they brought in a new tactics system called FCIQ. They also brought in player roles as part of this feature, and to be honest, I played around with this feature a little bit in career mode and I haven't really noticed much difference. You're still going to play FIFA the same way as you normally did. I guess if you're really someone that likes to tinker with individual roles and formations and tactics, this could be a better feature for you this year compared to last year's tactics system. But if you're just a casual player that likes to play a couple matches in career mode every day and you don't care too much about tactics and individual tweaking, then it's something you're not really going to spend much time on. You can just use a preset and leave it at that anyway. When it came to the player roles, all I did was just look for the pluses and then just set those ones onto my player. That's pretty much all you need to do. I thought it was going to be a bigger feature, this FCIQ and player roles, but to me it was just something you would set and then just forget about. EA this year put in a new setting called Watch Full Match Intro. You can now watch the pre-game intros on next-gen consoles and platforms. Once again, this was removed in FC24, but now you have the option to disable it, enable it always, or opt in, which gives you the option to load it up if you want to. A lot of career mode players want to see the full pre-match intros, and it's nice to have this feature once again. Next up, let's talk about graphics, and I think if you play on a next-gen console, the graphics look amazing this year, especially if you're playing in 4K quality. I think besides a 120 FPS mode or an 8K mode, there's not much left for them to improve in this area, besides maybe more real faces as well. There's two graphics modes this year if you play on next-gen platforms. The first one is Enhanced Visuals. This mode provides enhanced lighting, adding ray traced ambient occlusion and additional graphical features by adjusting the resolution. It targets 60 frames per second, but not native 4K resolution. Favor resolution targets a native 4K and 60 frames per second. This mode provides standard lighting without additional graphical features and only adjusts resolution during cutscenes. I've been playing my games on Enhanced Visuals. If you're playing on a 1080p or 1440p monitor, you might as well just use Enhanced Visuals. Another feature I liked was the dynamic lighting now. So in the first half, you're going to have different lighting and shadows when compared to the second half, and that's just going to reflect how the sun has moved, or if you're going from afternoon to nighttime. FC25 is going to be PS5 Pro enhanced. I'm not sure what new features are coming or what graphical updates are coming at the moment. I think the PS5 Pro version will hit native 4K with enhanced visuals on and ray tracing support. Hopefully we get more information about this. Let's talk about the new mode Rush. This mode is replacing Volta Football and it's a new 5v5 experience. It gets its own unique stadium, which is based on some sort of Nike partnership, and it does have some unique cutscenes and presentation elements. It's on a grass field, but it's a smaller field, and there's also different rules and regulations. And it is embedded into career mode, Ultimate Team, clubs as well, and kickoff mode. It's not a mode that I'll be playing offline, in kickoff mode over and over again. But it's a bit of fast-paced action. It can be a lot of fun if you're playing with mates online. I think the only complaint so far is that people don't pass the ball. But if you've got a couple friends, this could be a fun mode. It's very quick, fast-paced. You can have a bit of fun here. In career mode, if you play the Rush mode, it's for the youth academy, and you can test out your youth players in a Rush setting. Like I said earlier, it's not a mode that I'll be playing offline over and over again, but I definitely will use it in career mode to try out those youth players. This mode is more for people that want to play online or with their friends. Hopefully we get beach soccer next. Next up, let's move on to career mode. Career mode gets new features this year, of course, but it's a bit of a weird one because even though there is new features it mostly still feels like you are playing FC24 career mode, because besides the simulation settings for gameplay, the mode still plays the same as FC24. We get new menus this year, but I think this was changed for the sake of change. The background is bland and uninspiring. It has become too simple now, with not enough detail in the central tab, and overall, I think I still prefer the old career mode menus more. The new social media feature is welcomed but can be improved. The journey from FIFA 17 had a better social media in my opinion. This just feels like the old news articles, but with comments underneath now. Many photos are the same with just a different manager or player in the photo. I got over this feature pretty quickly. We're still waiting for EA to bring in the new live star points feature into the game, so I cannot comment on that, but when it comes into the game, it should bring some sort of new way to play the game mode, at least, because you can start at different snapshots throughout the season. The ability to play with icons in player crew mode is a nice touch, but ultimately the mode still plays the same. The only difference now is that you're just using an icon player. They've also got a new feature in player crew mode called Origin Story. This basically helps you start. It gives you like a foundation for your player. It changes the player's age, the starting skill level, personality, but ultimately, once again, player crew mode will still feel the same. It will still play the same, because this isn't some sort of storyline. This isn't some sort of journey mode where you get special cutscenes. This just basically is like starting presets. EA Cranium technology is a nice new feature brought into the game, which means you can now sculpt a player face with more detail and more variety. This feature is available for manager creation and also player creation. A women's career mode is now possible in FC25. You can do manager career or player career. At the moment, I haven't really tested out the women's side of the game, but I guess the people that want to use it will use it. So it's a nice thing to have in the game anyway. Whether you use male or female players or teams, both modes have the same features, and you can actually switch between men's and women's teams in Manager Career Mode as well. You don't have to start a new save. Career Mode also features the new Rush mode, but you can only use Rush for your Youth Academy players. You would play a bi-monthly tournament with 4 of your youth players, and you can choose to play at their full potential or their current overall. I think for the first time ever, you can play with your youth players in career mode now, and I guess it's a nice feature to have. It's not something I do all the time, but if you're looking to test out your youth players, at least there's an option now. There's also other youth academy upgrades. This year you can scout to more countries now, I think over 160 countries, and there's also dynamic aging for your youth players. So now you're going to see youth players looking really young at the start, and then they can also grow and change appearance as the years go on. Career mode this year also has a bunch of new settings which are pretty good. So we've got the transfer settings, so now you can do only loans, only transfers. There's also disable first window, and you can turn transfers completely off throughout the whole career mode save. There's also the transfer embargo, so you can set restrictions for up to 14 seasons. You can turn scouting on or off, training plans on or off, or you can do fixed rate. And then there's also a great feature called no sacking. This means no matter how bad you are, you will never get sacked. Board expectations don't even matter if you turn this setting on. And we all know this is a setting that needed to be in the game, because this game will sack you even if you win the quadruple because you didn't sign a youth player from Australia. You can even adjust the development rate for seniors and youth players now. When it comes to clubs, I'm not the best person to talk about it because I don't even play the mode. For FC25, I have not played clubs, so you might want to find someone else on YouTube that plays clubs regularly. But I guess if you played clubs last year, you'll probably play it again. The same goes for Ultimate Team. I don't even play Ultimate Team much, so I can't really give a proper opinion on the mode. But I guess it's one of those modes where you know how it works by now, and if you played it last year, you're pretty much going to play this year anyway. I'm sure there's been some improvements for Ultimate Team, which we've read about over the last few months on the channel, but you might want to go and watch a proper Ultimate Team creator for an Ultimate Team opinion. So let's answer the question, should you buy it if you haven't already? I guess FC25 does feature some changes and features and updates which makes it a better game than FC24, but I will say that a lot of the game does feel familiar to last year as well, so it's sort of like going from iPhone 15 Pro to iPhone 16 Pro. If you're a massive football fan that needs the latest game straight away each year, I would suggest go for it, but try to avoid paying full price. But like with any FIFA or FC game, if you can wait a couple of months, you're going to get this game on a massive sale. FC25 still has its broken elements though. This game is riddled with bugs and glitches like any other FC or FIFA game. It's still playable, but there are some funny bugs and glitches. And that's pretty much my FC25 review. Let me know what you think of the game if you have it, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe for more FC25 content, and hit the thumbnail in the middle to watch another FC25 video.